Climate change will impact every community in South Devon, as it will across the world. In early summer 2024, we travelled around our region on the Learning Journey bus, finding out what adapting to climate change means to people who live and work here. What we found were remarkable and heartening stories of resourcefulness. Climate adaptation means taking action to prepare for and adjust to the current and projected impacts of climate change. By anticipating impacts and preparing our response, we can choose how we want to move forward instead of being forced into emergency action. Climate change is both a disruptor and an opportunity. We can take actions now that will make a difference to our future. We are becoming more and more familiar with the shocks and blows caused by climate change, like drought and dramatic flash floods. But there are many other effects that are easy to underestimate. That's because at the moment we have choices. For example, if I'm looking for potatoes in the supermarket, but the shelf is empty, I can still choose pasta to make for dinner. This is a coping strategy. Behind the scenes, farmers are struggling to produce enough food because erratic rainfall over time makes it hard to predict when to sow and harvest. Multiply those struggles as they relate to soil, water, health, energy, transport, jobs across the whole of South Devon. Soon, we won't have as many choices as we have now. The human systems we have created to support life are extraordinarily complex. When those systems are under constant stress, they weaken and even stop working. So what can we do? If we change our frame of mind, experiment, fail and try again, if we soften our boundaries, share our experiences and learn from each other, we can become more flexible and versatile. In this way, we build our capacity to adapt whilst dealing with constant change. Capacity building is the process of developing and strengthening the skills, instincts, abilities, processes and resources that we need to survive, adapt and thrive. Right here on our doorstep, actions are being taken by passionate people who have values and purpose in common and who are not afraid to take risks. An alternative to diesel and petrol, the UK's first community-run electric ferry is a step change towards marine targets of net zero by 2035. Fungi removes E. coli from freshwater. The Field Labs trial removed 27 to 48% of E. coli from surface water and streams running into the River Erne. Changing our way of farming can produce healthy soil and livestock, and new habitats, with increased numbers of skylarks, hares, meadow pipits and hedgehogs. Supporting neighbourhood preparedness with smart technology has engaged over 5,500 local people in Kingsbridge. Looking forward, if some of us continue to build prototypes and try things out, others can support and share the results. Together, we can expand the work to include resourcefulness and experimentation in everything that affects our lives: waste, pollution, land use, political voice, equity and equality, education. It's true that we don't know how we'll need to adapt until scenarios present themselves, but we can learn from people who are already taking action and can pay attention to the clues. We can look for what's happening at landscape scale, examples of strong connection between initiatives, stories of risk-taking and persistence winning out over business as usual and mass media messaging, citizens and policymakers working together, proactive data sharing. With a view to what the long emergency is likely to bring, whatever we do now to deal with immediate challenges builds our capacity to work together, to use materials that are to hand, to be persistent and invent solutions. Do you have a vision for the future of your community? How might the impacts of climate change alter that vision? What are you going to do now to protect that future?